Alright, hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Th000 and Lucifer. This game taking place here on Turtle Rock. Let's go ahead and adjust my camera. All of these things getting readjusted every which way. I'm also going to go ahead and speed up this game just a bit. We see Th000 spawning here at the 9 o'clock position as the yellow human player. He is going to be going up against Lucifer, who is spawning as the gray undead. Undead versus human in this 1v1. This is, as you can tell, on Turtle Rock, full cross spawns, and I am so looking forward to this matchup. Highly recommended, and hopefully we'll see a lot of great play coming in from both of these players. Now, I am not currently recording on Twitch, so for those of you guys who say, hey, the Twitch chat is distracting, well, I purposely am not recording this on Twitch right now. Seems to be in a little bit of a rush, but things are all getting underway. We are currently coming across the 1 minute 45 second mark right now. I'll go ahead and slow it down at the 2 minute mark, and then, well, we'll see how this game unfolds. Archmage should be coming out here in just a moment. Archmage now wandering around. Let's take a look. He is going to make sure that the footman does not spot Blight, and that's one of the easy ways that a human can go ahead and try and scout Undead. All you have to do is make sure, do you see Blight? And if you do in fact see Blight, then hey, you know exactly where your opponent is. If you don't see Blight there, then well, you pretty much know where your opponent isn't. With that said, Death Coil coming across as the Death Knight able to slither on by head on over Archmage, now looking to do perhaps another militia clear, and this is a lot of peasants. Alright, more peasants still being trained up. You can take a look. Also, more units coming across here as we are going to be seeing the giant sea turtle getting taken down. Death Knight now trying to make its way over. Footman doing a little bit of pathing as we're going to see a giant sea turtle taken out once more. Archmage may be able to get to level 2 here if it is very careful, and it looks as though Archmage, no, just shy of level 2. 196. Is it going to be able to get the final shot off? One more. No. Denied right there as the fireball hits the escaping Death Knight. Death Knight did get 1 kill, and that is it. Gonna get a second kill right here as a peasant. Well, one peasant is left behind as it is not gonna be backing off. Skeletal minions could be summoned up once more. Meanwhile, Archmage gonna be using that Cloak of Shadows, standing around not doing much of anything as we see another footman getting taken out across here. We do have Wonder Rubian Tower and the Halls of the Dead already upgrading, as the Death Knight looks to see, hey, is there an expansion underway? Archmage currently Cloak of Shadows in an awkward position. Death Knight now going to come running on by as the footmen and the skeletal minions perhaps are going to be able to get some damage onto these units. Archmage just lying in wait in the shadows, not quite sure what he's hoping to do. Finally does back off, but no real gain there whatsoever. Footmen, militia now making their rounds once more. Death Knight perhaps looking to see where the Archmage was going to go, and instead the Archmage purposely hid by this location here to try and clear out this creep camp and set up an expansion. Militia are already halfway over. Half of their time life is already gone. Another water elemental could be dropped down here in just a second. We are going to be seeing that Death Knight wandering in to this location. As you can see, one Force Troll Berserker taken down. Death Archmage is already at level 2. And another Brilliance Aura Water Elemental now dropped. Death Knight gets a kill on a Water Elemental there, but there is simply going to be too many footmen and with Defend and Fiends, and Militia to really fight all of this back. You can take a look. The footmen with Defend going to be able to defend all of this fairly easily. Meanwhile, a low hit point footman down to 59 hit points, taking a lot of damage. The Death Knight now going to come across with some skeletal minions to try and finish off some more of those units. Death Coil level 2 on the Death Knight. Unholy Aura has been picked up. Meanwhile, Archmage picks up Rune Bracers, a very powerful item indeed, as the Death Knight still trying to chase down that one low hit point peasant. Death Coil finishes off a footman off to the north here, as the Death Knight will be able to escape. He is about halfway to level 3. Archmage is about 2/3 of the way to level 3, as the Death Knight now going to be wandering back around once again. All right. Going to be easy pickings for that Death Knight. Archmage has left the protection and now going to be forced to return all the way back. Skeletal Minions going to be causing problems. One poor peasant wasn't even able to make it back out. 5 peasants are currently left. 4 peasants are going to be left here in just a second. Let's take a look at the scout tower. Going to get taken out. Oh, footman or peasant unable to get inside as you're taking a look at more and more skeletal minions joining in. That one peasant down to 6 hit points isn't going to be able to survive. It look like it. No, footman gets the deny there. Meanwhile, Footmen and Crypt Fiends and Death Knight still engaging. Archmage is going to get some extra damage onto the Death Knight. Death Knight now down to 155 hit points. It has to be extremely careful as it is starting to take a little bit more damage than it would like. Meanwhile, back off to the north here, you can see the skeletal minions going to get taken out. Let's take a look at this peasant. This peasant should be moving. Why isn't it moving? Wow, down to 5 hit points and still ends up surviving. Death Knight down to 107 hit points. That unholy aura really giving a little bit of an extra boost. Potion of healing now being added as well, as the Lich with the Frost Nova should, well, add a little bit more damage and potency to this harassment here. Meanwhile, Archmage going to be in a bit of trouble. Death Knight, Frost Nova onto the Footman. Footman now need to retreat as we see where they're going to run off to. The Footman now heading back. One Footman taken down there as the Death Knight, well, uses the Potion of Healing just in time. A second Frost Nova comes across, causing more problem on the defending Footman. The Footman trying to chase after units, but with Defend up, not able to get very far. The Footmen, however, are taking full damage from the Lich and the Death Knight. Even though Defend is up, the Crypt Fiend damage is getting reflected a bit back once more as this Footman down to 86 hit points tries to save that one low hit point Footman. Lucifer going to end up losing that skeletal minion. Archmage, however, still staying at level 2. That Rune Bracers is going to be incredibly important as you now see, well, Defend being thrown back up again. Lucifer is in a great spot. He has obsidian statues. Death Coil finishes off the Footman once more as the Death Knight now down to 109 hit points, but still able to escape. 2 Footmen going up against 4 Crypt Fiends, an obsidian statue, and a Lich only with Archmage support. This is not something that really Th000 should be chasing after all that much. He needs to perhaps be buying time, and that's exactly what he's doing with these guard towers here, but he is just now upgrading to tier 2, and with no real high-tech units coming across anytime soon, these Footmen are just experience fodder for the Undead. Is the economic advantage going to be able to hold true? That is going to be the big question as the Death Knight gets to level 3. Level 3 on the Death Knight. Level 2 Death Coil now being added in, as well as the obsidian statues. Well, they want to turn into destroyers, and they will have to wait until that research is done, and they'll have to wait until Black Citadel is done being upgraded. Let's take a look at the overall population supply. 42 compared to 39. Arcane Vault quickly built there as we see a peasant quickly taken out. Lots of guard towers. Level 1 masonry upgrade has been completed, and they are positioned in such a way where the splash damage does not add up. Footmen attempting to take down these obsidian statues, knowing that they are the main thing that they have to worry about in this upcoming fight. Low hit point Footman now trying to get away. Footman gonna get taken down. There it goes. Level 2 now on the Lich, as the Lich may most likely be going after Dark Ritual to get additional mana. Rod of Necromancy charges no longer available to get that extra mana on that Lich though, but without arcane towers here either, the Lich may be able to venture forth, get a big Frost Nova off just like that, and then have it difficult for the units to try and run by. Alright, units have been slowed up a bit. Footman down to 295 hit points already. A couple more hits from the Crypt Fiends could finish it off, but with Defend, it is still reflecting back much of that damage. Dark Ranger currently already at tier 3. Black Citadel is done. We are getting that Destroyer form upgrade as mentioned earlier, as the Footmen are trying to fight back against these Crypt Fiends here. Crypt Fiend, Obsidian Statue, and Heroes not good at taking down fortified armor, but good at dealing damage to units. You can see all of those Footmen now trying to back off here. More Scout Towers and Guard Towers being added up once more. And is the Panda and Archmage gonna completely ignore this and say, you know what, I'm not gonna defend my base as much as I am going to harass yours? Panda in position, however, Breath of Fire not possible. Currently all silenced up here, and that silence lasting for much longer than I perhaps thought it would. No Breath of Fire. There it goes, Breath of Fire going after all of those Footmen. All right, Dark Ranger with the Orb of Corruption. Cannot use those Black Arrow ability, but then again, not yet even at level 2. Meanwhile, back off to the north here, guard towers causing a bit of problem, but the Crypt Fiends are just going to be using that range attack. All right, this is a bit of a race here on both sides as the Footmen may try and put pressure onto the Acolytes here. Low hit point Panda down to 55, 43 hit points. Is it going to try and finish off that skeletal minion? It looks like it will be able to do exactly that. Down to 26 hit points, and now it needs to escape. Meanwhile, back off to the north, Arcane Vault has been taken down. Arcane Tower doing a bit of damage. Low hit point Footman hiding off to the north as the Death Knight now losing mana very, very quickly. Bad news there. Meanwhile, Archmage, I don't know how the Panda fell. Perhaps it was just thrown on a sacrificial sword in order to regenerate those hit points. I didn't see all of that there. Still, more damage getting added in here. We are looking at level 2 Masonry upgrade now done. We are going into Castle as well as the Crypt Fiends are just trying to put pressure onto this Town Hall, and it just is not working. Back on the other end of the map, though, Water Elemental, Archmage now looking to back up once again. Footmen really, really deep inside this space, but getting torn apart by the ghouls and the home field advantage of Lucifer. Last Water Elemental could get taken down here. Orb of Corruption, that -5 armor, getting that Dark Ranger up to level 2, as we still see more attacks getting underway here. No Knights, nothing of that nature yet, as we are still sitting at Tier 2, not yet at Tier 3. And we are going to be looking at the Archmill. Panda coming in down from the south to try to add in a bit more damage. There's some Arcane Tower damage here. Let's see Scroll of Town Portal or Staff of Teleportation coming across as the Panda looking to perhaps get some more Breath of Fires off onto all of these units. Obsidian Statue, however, doing a great job. Should be able to keep much of this alive here. A Scroll of Regeneration was not used on those Footmen, so those Footmen are still too low on life, as we should be looking at least at a Meat Wagon. No Meat Wagon as of yet, and a Meat Wagon would really be able to add a lot more damage. Death Coil, Frost Nova, Blizzard now being added here, so any sort of retreat would actually have a bit of a problem. Silence, however, coming across, though, as the Panda getting taken out, unable to hide inside the base properly. Archmage, Blizzard now coming across. Damage is starting to add back up. Dark Ranger trying to perhaps get in some damage. There is some Black Arrows in addition to the Orb of Corruption damage, as the Dark Ranger, takes one step too far and takes a little bit of damage. Archmage sitting at 80 mana should be okay, but with the Dark Ranger and Silence, things could go poorly very, very quickly. All right, units still trying to back up again. Let's take a look at that Crypt Fiend taking more damage. Death Knight can get into position. Death Coil, Frost Nova, Archmage down to 153. You can see the damage running back here, and is just going to go ahead and try to hold in that position. Scroll of Town Portal, as you can see, the damage is all adding back up. Where are those units perhaps going to be traveling off to, as the Arcane Tower is removing much of the mana from the Lich and removed much of the mana from that Death Knight. Archmage now is in serious trouble. Scroll of Regeneration underway. Still no Priest, as we are finally going into Griffins and perhaps some Knights. Needs to get a Blacksmith up, as well as we're going to look at the Dark Ranger, Lich, and Death Knight. Try to do a little bit of creeping here. Archmage at the other end does have a Staff of Sanctuary. Panda is in the front position once more. Breath of Fire coming across as the Archmage wants to get to level 4. Death Knight holding on to whatever health that he currently has. 48 supply compared to 48 supply. We are now going into double workshops, as well. Lucifer realized that he could not stick around on that fight. Archmage going to finish off the remaining Forest Trolls here. Griffin Rider up in the air. Where are all of these units going to perhaps be traveling off to next? And are we going to be getting Knights? Sitting at 1,000 gold and nothing currently being trained, and not even weapons upgrades as of yet, as Blizzard being thrown down across all of these units here. Panda in that front position. Blizzard onto all of the Ogre Magi. The one Griffin is doing pretty good damage, as you do see, well, Ring of Regeneration, and he does have Drunken Brawler, which is, well, slightly better. Level 2 Drunken Brawler is better than level 1 Critical Strike and level 1 Evasion. That's just pretty much how it works, as the units are now attempting to back off here. Oh, Dark Ranger going to be able to catch some of this. Poor Footman could get picked off here in just a moment. Archmage, is he going to try and Staff of Sanctuary that unit, or is he just going to let it fall? Archmage, well, stands still. A Footman stands too close and gets taken out. All right, this is a 17 supply army trying to run away. Are the creeps going to wake up? Yes, they are. And as those creeps wake up, are we going to see a potential creep jack? No, we are not. Not wanting to stick around in this fight whatsoever, as the Crypt Fiends would perhaps just be able to do far too much damage. Blizzard coming across here. Archmage moving right along. It looks as though all of those units will be finished off here in just a second, as the Paladin, well, Paladin has a Ring of Regeneration. Acolyte going to get taken out right there. Down it goes, but the Archmage still at level 3, not yet at level 4. Siege engines being added by Th000, and this is a 2 bases to 1. Siege engine, that fortified armor, so effective, and slow rolling your opponent to try and take them down. Archmage is in a good spot. Panda could be in a good spot as well. We're going to see them all turn back around here in just a moment. Are we perhaps going to see Blizzard? Yes, we are, all on that back line, as the Griffins and Knights now joining in on the fight. Still no upgrade on Animal War Training. As I say that, I take it back. Animal War Training being upgraded now, as the Panda should be picking up that Tome of Intelligence +2 for more mana. Death Knight now making its way over. Let's take a look off to the north here. Griffins could try and finish off these units. You see Holy Light being used fairly efficiently, but the Undead going to get a huge level advantage. Level 4 on that Death Knight, level 3 on the Dark Ranger, and I believe level 3 on the Lich as well. Yeah, level 3 on the Lich as well. That is going to be a big advantage compared to just the level 2 Paladin and, well, still level 2 Panda. Panda will get to level 3 off of this creep camp here. Ring of Regeneration on the Paladin, though. That is actually one of my favorite items on the Paladin, since he has no way to easily heal himself. By having a Ring of Regeneration, his Divine Shield almost becomes a heal for himself, since he gets, 30 additional hit points just from the Ring of Regeneration alone, since he is invincible. Now, we are looking at a Necropolis with a Haunted Gold Mine getting constructed here. Siege engines now making their way over. Are they going to try and destroy some of these buildings? Yes, they are going straight after these buildings here. The Siege engine perhaps should have been moved down just a bit. Going to move back around the corner, going after some of these Spirit Towers here, as the Archmage, well, getting experience by going after the Gargantuan Sea Turtles in the middle portion of the map. Paladin gonna stay at level 2. Wanda mana stealing now picked up by the Paladin, so he's gonna have a good amount of mana as well. Dragon Hawk Rider, well, went a little bit too close to a Crypt Fiend and got taken out once more, as we are now adding in more Knights. 75 over 78 upgrades. Knights are upgraded 0-1, as we're looking at a low hit point Knight. Perhaps should just be Staff of Sanctuaried in order to be sent back home. All right, let's take a look. Paladin still sitting at level 2. No easy creep camps. This expansion will get completed here, and the economic advantage that Th000 thinks he has is really just putting him on equal footing now. The majority of the creep camps have been cleared out, as we're looking at the Paladin and the Death Knight being ready to engage. Here you go, going after those units. There is a couple of webs as the flying machines are trying to dive on into the back. You can take a look. A lot of damage. Paladin, Staff of Sanctuary is saved, as the units are going after all of those units there. All right, Knight, low hit point, in serious trouble. Death Coil saving some units. Breath of Fire going across multiple units here, as the Griffins are on the ground. They are taking major damage. Flying machines still up in the air here. Flying machines coming across. Knight still trying to engage. Crypt Fiends still trying to push back, as the Death Knight looking to just hold on to this fight a little bit longer, perhaps getting to level 5. Coming back the other way, we're looking at Death Knight going after a unit. Staff of Sanctuary saves this one Knight here. Is currently sitting at 77 hit points. Lich could come across it. Frost Nova right there would be an easy picking, as you see the Dark Ranger now going after all those units. Breath of Fire going across all those units there. Are we going to perhaps see a Holy Light? No Staff of Sanctuary there either, as the Knight is taking a lot of damage. There's Blizzard. No Holy Light onto that Knight, as that Knight does get taken down. Paladin also stuck behind the wall here. Bad use once more, as the Archmage tries to fight back again. Population is 60 compared to 66. Are we going to see a teleport away? Where is it going? Knight now trying to head back down. Actually heads back off to the north and gonna get taken out again. 56 compared to 69 supply. This low hit point, or that Knight back over here teleporting, and you see bombs on the flying machines in order to actually deal damage. That's actually one thing that I've been waiting for human players to do, using the flying machine's ground attack, the siege damage, to make them useful even if their opponent doesn't go for destroyers. All right, what's happening next? All the units still coming around every other way. And more arcane and scout towers now being added. Sorry, getting a phone call in the middle of a live stream, or not live stream, but the middle of a cast. Very difficult to shake off as we're taking a look. Dark Ranger going after all these units. Divine Shield is right here. Archmage trying to get away. What's going to be happening? Knight trying to head back as well. That -5 armor really hurting as the Griffin Rider still overhead here. Knight's getting into position. Let's take a look at this. We are going to be getting in more siege engines as the Paladin now bringing up the rear again. Flying machines going after this Nerubian tower, but it is going to get quickly repaired back up as all of the Crypt Fiends and the units are able to pick off all of these pesky flying machines. Now, flying machines are relatively cheap units, but you cannot afford to lose them that easily. Meat wagons, obsidian statues, guard towers, all of these will have to be canceled, as that is just a poor expansion location. Reveal right there shows that that creep camp is still there. Knights, Paladins, Griffins still wandering around, and we are in a late game tier 3 mode, wondering where these militia will be perhaps headed off to. More creeping gonna get underway. There's Blizzard. Archmage gonna stay at level 4. Paladin gonna get to the important level 3. And at level 3, all of a sudden, is going to have, well, level 2 Holy Light. Not too big of a surprise there. Death Knight sitting at 5. Well, getting closer to level 6. Not getting any experience, though, since he is still clearing out creep camps. Finishing off every single creep on this map. Only one creep camp is left, and that may just be sitting there for a little while longer as the siege engines now rolling on into the base. Panda is in position. What are we going to be looking at? They're going after the Black Citadel. Meat wagons are all in there in position. All the units are now trying to get away. There they are, as the units are now going to be trying to engage. All right, Staff of Sanctuary. Staff of Sanctuary brings back both units, as you're taking a look at a Dragonhawk Rider who got into the wrong position once more. Lich, not going to get to level 5 here. Meanwhile, Dark Ranger sitting at 4, almost 5 as well, as the Knights are now just rushing on over to the other side of the map. Expansion off to the north here. One skeletal or one Dark Minion trying to finish this all off here. And now, well, there is a bit of a chance that Lucifer is going to try and get into this spot here. All right, big damage onto that Archmage. Archmage now trying to get away. Knights are going to go ahead and try and engage. Meanwhile, the Crypt Fiends are webbing down all of these units. Siege engines going after the Spirit Towers as the Archmage is attempting to blizzard out all of those units. I believe there was no silence onto the Archmage there, but the Siege engines are able to finish off that Spirit Tower. Now going after the Haunted Gold Mine, perhaps, as the siege engines are still rushing on over. Meanwhile, Staff of Teleportation heading the other way. Meat wagons trying to come in. Archmage is going to show up and just blizzard down all of these meat wagons. Meat wagons are extremely slow, and now the Archmage should just be able to just catch up and finish off these last 2 units here. All right, there goes one. 2 more fireballs after this should end up getting it taken down. 1 more fireball after this. 1 more shot. There it goes. Meat wagon lost. 6 supply lost right there, as we are looking at both sides just teleporting across the map. It is now 2 bases to 1 once more, but Lucifer is setting up an expansion at the 5 o'clock location. All right, here we go. Without those meat wagons, the Black Citadel is under serious distress. Blizzard also being brought over, but doesn't really matter as there is no acolytes trying to repair. By the time it gets there, that is going to pretty much be the end of it. Potion of Greater Mana being picked up. Where are all the units going to go? Archmage quickly silence. Holy Light does save it. We're continuing the fight. There's a Staff of Teleportation, or Staff of Sanctuary, in order to save that unit. Meanwhile, the Panda is in a bad spot. All right, are we going to see another Holy Light right there? Going to try and save units once more. Paladin is still engaging. Panda taken down at level 4, though, and we may even see a level 3 Paladin lost as well. No Divine Shield. Paladin trying to get away. Frost Nova, Death Coil, a bunch of attacks running pretty much in slow motion right now. Ring of Regeneration, not enough, as, well, every hero except for the Archmage is dead from the human side. Meanwhile, Knights have arrived to the party, and taking down the Necropolis means no more Scroll of Town portal to save that location. Blizzard also raining down onto the Haunted Gold Mine, as that will be the end of that. Siege Engine going to get in a couple of easy, quick shots once more as the Knights, well, where are they going to be traveling off to next? Crypt Fiends heading back off to the north here. Death Knight absorbing a little bit more damage than it would like. We see a lot of repairs. Frost Nova should be coming in. No mana for a Frost Nova. Obsidian statues, however, going to be able to repair all of this here rather easily. There's that Frost Nova slowing things down, and this expansion will be lost as well. It is currently one base to one base. Lucifer does have a haunted gold mine here at that, what I'll call that 5 o'clock position. Meanwhile, Th000 going after some, well, pretty inconsequential buildings, especially as there's a necropolis and a haunted gold mine still being established. This gold mine, oh, only 90 seconds left of mining, and then it is going to be what you see is what you get from the human army. More peasants are being brought over as the skeletal minions here. Are they going to be able to take down that all-important building? 51 supply compared to 53. Lucifer is actually upside down on supply right now as the Knights could get taken down. Yes, there it goes. Level 3 Death Coil finishing it off. And the Death Knight, we'll see if we have Animate Dead. Siege Engines being brought over. So much damage being added up. Slaughterhouse going to get taken out here. Siege Engines going after the Ziggurats as well. Now going after the Altar of Darkness. And building after building is end up being lost. Multiple guard towers now being placed down by Th000. Th000 perhaps has a lot of resources, and that's the reason why. Nope, he's low on resources as well. Not quite sure why he's building so many towers, hoping that the towers are going to be able to win the game for him. -5 armor on the Siege Engine now, taking bonus damage. But at the end, it doesn't really matter all that much. Building after building here still being lost, as the graveyard now lost as well. Meanwhile, back down to the south, skeletal minion getting taken out. Meanwhile, back off to the north here, still mining gold. So there is still some mining happening right now as more siege engines are being added. This is turning into a bit of a base race. And when I say a bit, I mean a lot of a base race. As you can take a look at the size of this army. 52 supply army, and normally you would say, hey, why does that seem so low? It is because there's no workers anywhere for the undead except for these 5 acolytes right here. I don't believe there's a single ghoul on the map, and that could potentially become a problem. All right, gold mine, 9 seconds left. This gold mine, well, plenty of time, but is it going to be able to be easily defended? Siege engines now slowly rolling on over. Going to get spotted by the Lich, and the siege engines go, hey, what are you going to really do about it? Archmage in big trouble. Panda in trouble. Are they going to be able to staff a sanctuary themselves? There they go. Staff of Sanctuary and then Staff of Teleportation. Where is it going to try and double up to, as Lucifer going to lose all of the buildings in his main base? All right, that was a calculated risk. As you now see, pretty much every single building of Lucifer is being rebuilt here at the 5 o'clock location. Meanwhile, siege engines going after some more Ziggurats down to the south. That's going to get taken out. But where can these siege engines really run off to? Supply, army. Lucifer has the larger army, but he's going to be forced to sit inside his own base to defend these buildings. If he does sit inside this base to defend his buildings, his opponent is just going to start mass expanding everywhere, giving Th000 a big economic advantage. You can see buildings just being built off in every single location now, but I don't see any way to really mine gold. What is going on here? Down to 58, 66 gold. What is going on? Archmage at level 5, Paladin is at 3, Panda is at 4. You want to be able to at least start mining somewhere so you can start building and getting an economic advantage somewhere else. All right, siege engines heading back down to the south here. Archmage, Paladin, and Panda actually hoping to put pressure and force a Scroll of Town portal. If that can happen before the Town Hall gets taken down, yes, it is going to happen, then all of the units are just simply going to run away again. All right, you can see all of the units running away again. Panda and that Paladin slowly running back. New Town Hall. Why build it here? Try to build it off over here so you actually have protection from your guard towers, or at least a little bit more protection. As you can see what's happening here. All right, no more gold is left. Actually, well, little bit of gold is left. These guys should be doing some repairing. Not quite sure why not. Siege engine now making its way back down to the south here as the guard towers, Frost Nova, damage is getting added back up. Repairing now onto this building. 28 there, you see repairing now onto the Town Hall as the Crypt Fiends are going after the towers instead of this Town Hall building. Meanwhile, back down to the south, you see massive amounts of damage coming across here, Blizzard hitting multiple buildings, and all of these units are going to be forced to retreat again. All right. Oh my goodness. Town portal straight up across all of those units. Archmage is in serious trouble. Staff of Preservation. Rune Bracers saves it as the siege engines are now trying to take down the necropolis. It's not going to work. Too many units here, especially with all of those acolytes repairing. All of the peasants taken out at the 8 o'clock location, so this town hall, needs some workers there, and it needs it quickly. Though, we're going to be bringing over some workers. Panda, Paladin, right here. Let's take a look at that Lich with Death and Decay. Could start channeling to destroy buildings. Meanwhile, back off to the north here, we are getting some gold, which is incredibly important. This town hall now done. More mining needs to be done underway here. Lots of scout towers here, but those scout towers are pretty much there in order to set up a base eventually. Lich now being brought over. Lich with Death and Decay could easily destroy many of these buildings. And that may be exactly what we're looking at. Yes, Death and Decay being brought over and says, you know what, if you want to destroy buildings, I can do that too. Death Knight is going to be able to death coil this in time. It is, 50 damage per wave as the Lich is just bringing in a bunch of damage down to 88. Done. Oh, Death Coil saves it, and the Archmage, wants to try and finish it off. Panda, Breath of Fire, Holy Light, trying to save it there. Another Death Coil. The entire main base completely destroyed in a matter of seconds. And the Lich still alive, healed up by, 1,200 hit points. And that is absolutely amazing. All right, all the main buildings now gone. No more ability to train up Griffins, only Dragonhawk Riders. As you can take a look, the Scout Tower is now going to get taken down as well. Mining off over here is sitting at 5 peasants. Meanwhile, down here, pretty much the same thing. You can take a look. Population compared to 34. Is the human heroes going to be enough to win this fight here as the Archmage sitting at 5, Panda at 4, Paladin at 3, compared to a level 6 Dark Ranger, a level 6 Lich, and a level 6 Death Knight. The fact that this is even a close game is absolutely confusing right now when you consider the fact that the Undead has 3 level 6 heroes. All right, let's take a look at what's going to be happening next. Lich could be bringing over another round of Death and Decay. Nope, not quite yet. Death Knight now trying to back off once more. Let's take a look at this. Getting damage onto this Town Hall. Town Hall just going to be repaired here as you see a big Frost Nova across multiple units, now picking off those peasants one at a time. Meanwhile, Archmage, Panda, Paladin with Siege Engine rushing into the Undead base as the Lich is absorbing a lot of damage. Big damage once more. Staff of Teleportation from both the Lich and the Death Knight to head over here to defend. Archmage is right here. Panda is going to try and finish off this one building. Blizzard being brought down. Going to take down some buildings as well as the Acolytes could get lost in the mix as well. All right. Archmage is here. Flying Machines now dropping in some damage. Are we going to perhaps see some more repairs as the Acolytes have reshifted their position? Dark Ranger now joining in as well as the... Well, I believe that was a Necropolis was taken out. All right, Necropolis now taken out. Flying Machines going after the Nerubian towers. They're going to get taken down, and this one gold mine is all that is left, as this gold mine was canceled. 38 supply compared to 35. An Obsidian statue out of position. Is it going to give level? No big levels at all. But the Flying Machines are the issue. The Crypt Fiends, that web is very, very effective, but right now, what is going to happen as you see all the units? Oh, there's 2 quick webs there. Those units going to get taken down. Death Knight sitting at level 6. Is it level 3 Unholy Aura? Yeah, level 3 Unholy Aura. The reason why these units are just moving around so gosh darn quickly, and the fact that the Obsidian statues are maximized on hit points because of that 150% base regeneration rate. Back down to the south, you can take a look. Flying Machines, are they going to be able to pick off some of these buildings? Yes, they are. There's one Dark Ranger, but Dark Ranger trying to focus down these buildings or these units, not that great, as you are going to see a Panda and Archmage show up to the party as well. Joining in on the fight, Dark Ranger has possession, but why possess a Flying Machine? Absolutely useless unit. Meanwhile, at the other end, Staff of Teleportation bringing the units back home across over here again, as we do see some units once more. Death Knight still at 6. 5, 4, 3 compared to a 666 from the Undead, as the flying machines want to finish off more of these units again. Archmage now, well, trying to head back off to the north. Still mining at this one base here. No mining going on down over here. Just some repairs, as the Archmage and Panda still trying to get away. All right, are we going to perhaps see a turnaround Breath of Fire? No, we are not. Yes, there you are. Breath of Fire. Panda is in serious trouble. Staff of Preservation saves it, as the Archmage is going to run back again. No expansion here. Gold 648, so there's still plenty of gold ready to go, but you don't want to train up any units. If you train up a unit at this point, any unit you train, the Dark Ranger is just going to be able to possess it, save for the mechanical units. All right, Dark Ranger here, ready to go. Flying machines being brought over, trying to bombard the Nerubian Tower and take it down. Meanwhile, back off to the north, Paladin in serious trouble, but the Ring of Regeneration, as I said, gives him so much hit points as he's running away. All right, where is he going to be able to run off to? Staff of Sanctuary does save him, as the Panda does have Boots of Speed and is now getting back as well. Archmage showing up to the party here, trying to finish off some more of these units here. Blizzard now coming down, finishing off his own flying machine once more, as it is going to try and get away. Breath of Fire going to finish off a Crypt Fiend here, and perhaps another Crypt Fiend as well. Panda still has plenty of mana, as we're looking at this base getting taken down. Paladin taken out, but he was getting healed up. Staff of Sanctuary was healing him up, so that was buying a bit of time, as the Death Knight now is going to be teleporting back down to the south to try and finish off the Panda and the Archmage. Are we going to get a resurrection? Yes, Paladin getting resurrected. We're 37 minutes into this game for anyone who is keeping track. And wow, that crystal ball just constantly revealing what is going on in this matchup. So far, those guard towers are adding in a lot of damage, as you see death and decay being used once more. All right, these buildings will end up getting taken down again, as we see another expansion here in the center location. Death Knight wandering around. Meanwhile, Dark Ranger wandering around. Where is the remaining units? Archmage, Panda heading back down to the south. No easy way to get healed up. All of these buildings are going to get lost, as the Lich may become the MVP of this fight and this game by taking down 2 bases all by himself. All right, let's take a look at what's going to be happening next. Panda is Staff of Sanctuary. That's why he is just standing there regenerating hit points very quickly. Meanwhile, Archmage pretty much needs to get healed up as well. Paladin about to make its way back out. You can still see more healing underway here, as the guard towers are starting to pelt down some of these units. All right, a lot of damage. Possession onto a peasant. Is that peasant going to get taken out? No, the peasant is not going to get taken out, and that is a big deal, as well the peasant can easily start building a town hall. Building a town hall, he cannot get any heroes, but he still in fact can grab perhaps some priest or spellbreakers or some other unit that he would really like. Nope, Panda taking that down, making sure it stops, as the Archmage is gonna bring over and re-switches back over to water elementals. Smart choice there, knowing that his opponent no longer has the ability to get destroyers. Archmage quickly gets Staff of Preservation away. Panda is going to be in trouble, or Sanctuary. Panda now trying to get away, down to 304 hit points. Death Coil, Frost Nova taken down, as the Paladin is not going to be able to make it there in time to save it. All right, perhaps a Potion of Invulnerability onto the Paladin to go with its Divine Shield. Staff of Teleportation and Boots of Speed instead. It perhaps should have used that Potion of Greater Mana, or I still think, well, what's going to be happening next? All right, Divine Shield, and in comes the Paladin. What are you going to do with the Paladin? The Paladin, is it just going to get surrounded? All right, if it's just going to get surrounded, go ahead and, well, Staff of Teleportation out. No, it's going to actually break free. Is it going to try and Holy Light a unit? There's a Holy Light, finishes off an Acolyte, now making its way back down south. All right, no silence. No silence whatsoever. That does surprise me. Meanwhile, where is the Archmage? Archmage, where did you go? Archmage back over here. Archmage sitting at level 5. Paladin sitting at level 3. Are we going to be rushing back on down across here, as another Acolyte is going to get finished off? All right, 1, 2. A couple of more shots, and it will get taken down. There it goes. Archmage here, ready to go once more. Flying machine still being added back in. As you can see, Death and Decay being brought over. All right, Death and Decay being brought over. Going to take down all of these buildings again as we're looking. The Paladin and the Archmage making their way over. There's a possession onto a water elemental in order to fight back and defend. Paladin doing its best job to try and take down some of those units. Archmage able to teleport away. Staff of Teleportation onto the water elemental from the Lich. Lich is going to show up onto the party. Are we going to perhaps see a Death Coil Frost Nova onto that unit? Going to try and get away. It is very, very low on hit points. Could get taken down. There's a Holy Light trying to save it as the Flying Machine should be trying to engage. Crypt Fiends do show up to the party. Obsidian Statue is right there. Death Coil, Frost Nova, Holy Light, no Holy Light at all. And with the Archmage perhaps getting taken down, that will be the game. No more Archmage. Paladin trying to run back. Panda is getting resurrected. But I don't know. 32 supply compared to 37. I still can't call it just quite yet. Who is going to give up first as we are still getting more and more gold by Th000. Another expansion attempt trying to be placed down again. Dark Ranger going to be bringing over, get some Frost Nova. Skeletal minions are now back out onto the field. Obsidian Statue providing mana across multiple units. You're going to see more and more skeletal minions being added as the Lich sitting at level 7. Lich taking some mana damage now as the Arcane Towers fighting back, and that is going to be it. Lucifer takes the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.